Hi friends and crystal lovers. Just wanted to do a video that's not really my norm, kind of a get to know me in a sense, even though this video is about how to pick the right crystal or choose the right crystal to wear or carry around with you for the day. I do want to go into a backstory first, and then I just want to give you some ideas on how you could pick that crystal or choose that crystal and what's worked for me, and hopefully it will help you as well. So the backstory is it all started in the spring or summer of 2018. We lost my uncle, my mom's brother, to cirrhosis of the liver, and it was really rough on our family. My uncle was a large part of our family, and it really hit us all very hard. I would say it was the first major death in my close family. And then in the fall of 2018, I lost my father in a motorcycle accident. The next morning after the motorcycle accident, my grandmother, my mom's mom, was told about the motorcycle accident. She loved my dad dearly, but also because my mom was her daughter, it broke her heart to hear of the loss of my dad, and she had a stroke. She did hang on for months, but then we lost her in, I believe, the spring of 2019. So within a month's span, within many months' span, we lost my uncle, my father, and my grandmother. And for our family, that was very hard. I would say for myself, I can only speak for myself, that I felt very lost. I didn't know how to cope with it. I was struggling a lot, and the grief was just overtaking me. At that time, I was practicing Buddhism, meditation. I was really getting into it, even though I had believed in it for many years. I really started getting more into it after they passed, but I still felt like something was missing. And then COVID hit. And in early 2020, our youngest child, our daughter, had come over to our house, and she mentioned getting into crystals. She started showing me all the stuff she had found out online about crystals, because it really bloomed during COVID. People were trying to deal with being stuck in their homes and just the enormous impact that COVID had on everyone. And when she brought it up and was telling me everything, it just really hit home. And it reminded me of all these stories that my dad had told me growing up about his rocks. And my dad did always used to say when I was a child, which I thought he was crazy for this, but he used to say he had healing hands. His hands were always hot. And whenever I was sick or my mom's back ached or whatever, he always wanted to use his hands and help heal it. And he did. I thought he was crazy. I didn't understand it. But when she told me about crystals, it reminded me of his rock collection. So since he had already passed, we had packed everything up, and I went to the boxes where his rocks were, and come to find out he had lots of these crystals that we were talking about and that I was so interested in. So that's how I started my crystal collection, rock collection, stone collection, whatever you want to call it. That's how I started to get into it and really start researching it. Then I went to my first, once everything started opening up during COVID, I went to my first crystal shop. That's where I found healing. Not the shop itself, but just the energy walking in the door is where I found healing. I found myself. I found strength. And it really was just so beautiful to me. And I love sharing all about crystals and the many benefits that they have, and how their energies can really affect your chakras and just yourself as a whole. They really do touch your mind, body, and spirit. So now I'll get into different ways that you can choose your crystals or pick them out to wear during the day or just keep near you. I have some good ideas, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and then leave some comments. if you've had different history with crystals, if you've felt different things, or if you have different ways of choosing your crystals. I'd love to hear everybody's opinions or experiences. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this YouTube channel, is just to connect with more people in the crystal world. So, and I'm going to start calling you friends and crystal lovers, because I feel like we all need to be crystal lovers at some point, even if it's just your diamond engagement ring. At some point, you love some sort of crystal and it does something for you. All right, so all of these ways have worked for me. I still use every single one of them. Just every day I wake up feeling a little bit different. And I usually pick my crystals after I've already gotten ready for work and I've meditated. And sometimes I meditate before I get ready and after I get ready. It just depends. Because every day I'm kind of like roulette. Like I just feel different every single day. But I will choose them a different way almost every single day. I know that in one of my previous videos I had shown dumortierite, and that is usually one of my go-to crystals. I will usually carry one in each pocket, and then I'll also have a bigger one sitting next to me in my center console of my truck. But one of the ways that I do it is I have lots of crystals spread out all around my crystal room here, or Reiki room. And I will just go to whichever one's calling me. And that's the first way, is just pick one. Just walk in and randomly pick one. Its energy will call to you, whichever one you're in need of most. Or I have a few bowls that I have where I kind of change them out. So there's a different one. Every single day there might just be one or two different in the bowl. But here, for example, here's one bowl that I have with some crystals in it. And so I will just blindly pick one. It doesn't matter which one it is. I'll just grab it. Whichever one I touch first, I'm going to grab. And this time it was a phoenix stone. And so sometimes I don't recall what the properties are of the phoenix stone. I will pick it and I will go. And I will either wear it in my pocket. This one's a little bit big to be wearing in my pocket. I might though. But I'll just carry it all day. I'll sometimes just slip my hand in my pocket, hold on to it, just see what I feel from it. Or if I'm sitting in my truck, typing up notes on my computer, I just hold on to it while I'm doing that. I literally will just hold on to it while I'm typing on my laptop. And I'll just see how it makes me feel throughout the day. And then when I get home, I'll do my research. I'll see what the properties are, what chakra it's for. By now, though, I typically know when I look at a crystal what chakra it's for. But that's one thing I do. Or sometimes I will just go pick off of color. I'll just go to my crystal collection. I'll look for something pink or green. If I just know that I'm feeling a little down in my heart, I'll pick something pink or green because I know it's for the heart chakra. And I might even do a little bit of research on it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I might look at it, remind myself what the properties are, and just slip it in my pocket and go. Throughout the day, though, so much goes on, I might forget what they are, but then I'll get home. I'll just think about the way that it made me feel, look it up, see if that resonates or if that actually shows up on what the crystal is about. Another thing also is that when you do some research, you find out what the properties are and its main qualities, you have multiple ways to do it. Not every single book or app is written the exact same way, but for the most part, the main words are the same. Sometimes it frustrates me a little bit when they're way off, but for the most part, they're the same. But for instance, I have multiple books here. I use apps on my phone. I've also made my own book. It might seem a little bit weird, but I'll show that to you some other time. Let's see. Another way that I do it is sometimes I will lay out a few crystals on a table, on the floor, or whatever, and I'll let my cat or my dog pick it out. I know it sounds weird. I'm a serious animal lover, but whichever one they touch with their nose first, that's just the one I'm going to use for the day. There's no real rhyme or reason that you have to pick a certain crystal for the day. It will call out to you. You'll carry it for a reason. At the end of the day, you will know why. And something you can start too is a crystal journal. I've had many crystal journals, and usually at the end of the day, I'll just jot a few things down on how that crystal made me feel. I will tell you that based off of the crystal journal, I found out that I cannot carry clear quartz with me with other crystals. It's just too much. I almost feel a ringing in my ears, and I just feel it in my head. It almost gives me a headache. I just feel too, like there's too much noise going on. I also found that I myself cannot carry blue apatite. I don't even know why. But for some reason, blue apatite and me just don't get along. And you will find that there are crystals like that, that just for some reason, either it's too much vibration, it's too much energy, or it's bringing yours down. It shouldn't, but you never know what the reason is. So those, I think, are the main ways that I pick out my crystals. I'd love to hear how you guys do it. If you have a certain way that you do it, you know that one day you pick something for your crown, the next day you pick something for your third eye, and so on and so on. Or some people decide that they need to have one crystal, a grounding crystal for your root chakra, and then one for another chakra. They feel that it just balances them out, or the crown chakra and another one. So I'd love to hear how you guys do it. I'm very interested. So please leave a comment. I appreciate you all being here. Have a great night.